Good morning, team. I hope all you are well. This is online ISO training sessions where we discuss about ISO 27001 to 2022 is this is the latest version. I already had completed these classes for the participants, but still I am providing the outline things for you once again. Just start with the ISO basics one. ISO is not a law, not a framework. It's a standard practice. What is the difference between framework, why it is considered as a standard, why it is not considered as a law? So I already had discussed with my participants, so I'm just bypassing it. ISO is a volunteer standards. Why we are using ISO 27001 is important for us. These are the reasons I already covered, hence skipping this part. Next, what is the ISO backbone? So ISO generally consists of two main structures, where first includes the clauses part. It shows the main body of the standards. It includes actually 11 clauses, starts with the intro, scope, normative. 0 to terms and conditions are not mandatory. It's completely organization calls. 4 to 10 are mandatory. As you can see on my screen, context of organization, leadership, planning, support, operations, perform evaluation, and improvements. These are the mandatory. Every organization must have to implement these, uh, you know, these main body of the standards, because these are a very important part of the ISMS. What is ISMS? I will cover a bit later, but let me first complete this part. After clauses, annexures, you know, it is completely a control measures. Uh, in the latest version, 93 controls included in four sections. What are these four? Organization, people, physical, controls, technology. I had detailed explained in below, but before that, just have a brief about the exact difference between clouds and annexures. In interview, it's a very common questions. Okay, what is the components of ISO 01, and what is the difference between annexures and clauses? What do you think? What's your opinion on that? So they may ask. So uh, how to build and manage your ISMS, right? Uh, what are the basics things required to just build and a complete security process required? That's why some process are required, hence clauses includes. Annexures are more dedicated to the control measures, what controls you can implement to mitigate identified risk. This is the difference between uh, clauses and annexures. Clauses are more close to governance, means how to plan, how to implement, like managerial relates. But annexure is more relates with the technical perspective, measures perspective. This is the one. And how many controls are there in four sections? I had drawn a Excel sheet there where organization controls. I had listed all the controls here, as you can see across my screen. People controls, screening, terms and conditions, and all physical controls also there. It's already shared to the participants, and technology control. So these are the few controls which are actually kind of the backbone in ISO 01. So if you are going for an interview, right? So always these are the backbone. So go through before appearing in the interviews part. So these are the things I wanted to outline, but our main perspectives is bit different, because this channel is relates to how to prepare the interview for ISO 01. So um, let me share the interview questions part. Here are the some samples. Let me pick questions. What is the difference between ISO 01 and 02? Let me open a notepad here. ISO 01 and ISO 02. Before this, we need to understand about what is ISMS, because ISMS relates with the ISO 01 and 02 as well. ISMS means Information Security Management Systems. Let me just write here, Information Security Management Systems. My request, guys, don't go for the accuracy of spelling. I'm writing, so there may be a log or any bit error in the spellings. I apologize. Information, oh, it's society. Information Security Management Systems. Okay, so what does this mean actually? It means that in organization, how what controls are required. Okay, how to build that organization, what process you need to implement there, how to run a business, right? How you strategize in terms of risk management, in terms of making the policies related to achieve your objectives. These all are completely part of the ISMS. So I am just listing down here what are the key components. What are the key components of ISO 27001? Here, number one are the policies part, right? Policies means you have to create, modify, or services needs to terminate, for example, right? Next is the managing the risk management. Okay. Next is the continual improvement. So I am just listing the backbone of the ISMS. Otherwise, if I go to the particular deep, all 93 controls are backbone of ISO 27001. So please walk through all these 93 controls which I had mentioned here. This Excel, where four sections are there. Starts with the organization control, starts with the people's management, technology, process. Here all controls are listed. All these controls are the backbone, are required to build, strategize to achieve the organizational objectives, is called ISMS. Information security management, the name itself showing how you manage the complete structure. And information security means with regards to securities part, with regards to security of data. All right, how you strategize, right? How you plan, right? What people, process, and technology, ethics, and values required to upgrade your organization. This is called ISMS. And we are from GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. That means we are responsible to manage the ISMS. This is what I was supposed to ask you before appearing to the differences between, because ISMS, because on the basis of ISMS these differences I'm supposed to going to explain. So coming back to our main question team, my main question, sorry, our main questions was what is the difference between ISO 0102? Okay, so ISO 01, I'm just abbreviating 27001 as 01. ISO 01 is ISMS. ISMS means it's completely provides the package of build, right? uh, Structure in terms of securing the data, in terms of continual improvements, etc. This is called ISMS, and ISO 01 is a complete package of ISMS. Means they talks about where to mitigate the controls, right? Where the lagging in terms of measuring the controls, right? How to prevent controls, how to implement this, right? What is detective one, right? A kind of situational based management means what, you need to treat yourself if any, I mean unusual scenarios, non-static relates, You need to divert your controls according to your monitoring relates how you are going to continually improvements. So all these are part of ISO 01. Hence hence ISO agencies, right, provides the ISO 01 certifications. Yeah? Okay. Second difference is 93 controls are there here, divided into four sections, right? What are these four sections? People's, process, technology, right, etc. One more is there. In that list, you can find out. Okay. Next is ISO 27002. I'm just writing as 02. Okay. In 27002, guys, it is a static controls. It's a list of static controls, I can say. List of static controls means they guide us about the implementing. I'm just writing it. Implementing the controls. Okay. But how to manage that described in ISO 01? This is the difference. ISO doesn't provide any certification level approval for ISO 02 because these are non-static. ISO 02 is not, ISMS is not a management system as far as management systems. That's why ISO agency is not providing any certifications with respect to this. So this is the basic difference between 01 and 02. Few questions are related to ISO 01 and 02. I'm just, I just wanted to uh, write here so that you guys can, have a information about that also. Question number one is that what is the frequency of ISO 01 certification? Okay. Question number two would be validity of ISO 27001. Question number three, okay, what are the phases of ISO 27001 audit? So these are the certain questions which relates with this. I would request any participants who want to share their opinion regarding what is the frequency of ISO 01 certifications audit. Anyone, please?
Hi
Anyone
Rajbir.
from the participants? Yes, please. Sorry.
Uh, I think ISO valid for 3 years. ISO certificate is valid for 3 years. Uh, but every year we need to do the surveillance ID as well, audit as well,
Yes, right.
and
Mhm.
it's happened in two phases. One is I think documentation phase, uh, and second is audit phase, physical audit or site audit phase on premises. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. So let's start with the question number one. What is the frequency of ISO 01 certification audit? Yes. As per ISO, they requires audit in every 3 year cycle. Every 3 year cycle. But it doesn't mean that they only validate only third year evidences. No. For example, uh, 2025 is running. Okay. And next year would be 2026, 2027. In 2025, certification expired. For example, certificate expired. 25 expired, 26, 20 in 2028, right? ISO agency examine the controls. So after 3 years, ISO is coming to validate the certification. I mean, the backend controls implemented in the organization. That doesn't mean that only 2028 evidence, they will check. They will go for 2026, 2027. They will look the all the evidences which was stored and examined by internal assessor. They will look for 2026 evidences that what was the status. Also 2027 they will look and examine all the controls there, and 2028 they are doing the same. So it doesn't mean that every 3 cycles if they are coming, so only third year they will validate. No, for they will validate since last certificate happened. Since then they will start the audit. Second thing, yes, validity would be 3 years. Phases of audit, there are three phases. Number one is documentation phase, on-prem phases, and third is cross examining by ISO core body and process certificate. It also consists of approval from core ISO team. So these are the three phases. Documentation phase consists of policies, SOPs, work around any dedicated documents with respect to organization. On-prem phases, ISO auditors came in your organization physically and examine the controls there, that what policy you refer earlier, whether that controls, that process, that everything is reflecting at the ground level or not. So that, I mean, preparation between the balance between policies and the ground level controls are matching or not. Every controls they will look at: audit, governance, access, yeah, I mean, crypto, BCP, SIM, SOC, and a network architecture, network perimeters, BYOD. Every controls they will look at. So this is the difference between these two. In next session, we will cover the scenario-based questions, where what what gaps you identified, what gaps you identified during implementing the ISO, or this question may be, okay, how many ISO you implemented so far. Okay, so how to tackle the scenarios, how many ISO you implemented so far, and which category of organization you implemented, what are the gaps, what are the risks you identify during implementing. So how to tackle these questions, because ISO is a very very big chapter. If you miss anything, if caught by interview, if interview having some concerns about your quality of answers, then you know what is gonna happen. So how to strategize your answer? Your answer looks like realistic, that yes, this is a genuine. Be transparent. Uh, how to make yourself available for transparency relates. So these are the things we will discuss in next session. uh, Thank you so much, team. At last, just I want to brief about what we are offering as online trainings. We are covering, guys, complete governance, risk, and compliance package. which includes ISO 27001, which includes GDPR, which includes PCI DSS, which includes SOC 2, which includes TPRM. These are the courses, guys, we are offering, and also NIST. Okay. If you guys are struggling with all these GRC standards frameworks, or if you want to go how to prepare for interviews, like what are the tricks we need to adhere for quick success, right? If you're not sure, how to make your resume visible, right? What keywords you need to mention in your resume, right? Here's the right place. I'm just mentioning my email ID, Rajbir Singh AU at that gmail.com. uh, this is my email ID, and this is what we are offering. So just take benefits, guys, because we are collecting the real face interviews, uh, demo relates, right? Uh, you know uh, from every perspective, we are trying to give our best expertise to the participants. ISO 01, GDPR, PCI, SOC 2, TPRM is very very popular in market. SOC 2, we can also consider it as SOX SOX for US. So these are the things. Thank you so much, guys. I will show you in the next sessions. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.